Hi, in this video I would like to talk about the geomagnetic storm that will be caused to the earth by the coming solar flash, the coming solar flare into the sun, and return will cause damages to the earth. Although this results in an increase in light intensity and increase in photon, but also we have to prepare ourselves that there will be damages. The geomagnetic storm, which is like when there is like a disturbance in the magnetosphere of the earth, the solar energy will come into the planet, it will disturb the earth, a magnetic field. So when that happens, it creates a major storms. We've talked about that before. We talk about like coronal mass ejection and solar flare, all of that being released as an intense form of radiation into the planet. But what we need to focus on, not so much on the scientifics of it, but what types of damage might we expect to happen. I mean, imagine back in the Carrington event, there were major damages in the Carrington event, such as telegraphs, everything went off communication. But they didn't have as much technology as we have today. Today we have, everything is technology today. Our banking system, our food system, communication, radio, everything. So if we were to have a geomagnetic storm, a solar storm to occur today, which is due to happen, it's coming, we don't know when, only the one infinite creator knows when, the God, the one infinite power, but we know it's expected. When we do get our overdue solar storm, we might expect things like our electrical system will be impacted. The electric grid will have a major impact because the magnetic fields that's going to move around the wires will interfere with that. So we could be very well out of power for quite some times, right? We're talking about years, even months or years. And then we're talking about communication, because it's going to disturb the radio signals. So we're not going to be able to communicate in terms of television, radio, but all of that will be impacted. And our aviation communication system will be impacted. The space weather also, everything we are used to, our telegraph lines will be impacted as well. And also we should prepare ourselves for damage to communication satellites. They will all be damaged. You all have read the articles, most of us, on how 5% of solar flare, of satellites were taken off the sky all at once by a solar storm. We should also expect damage from pipelines, and also radiation hazard to humans. And that's the reason we have to prepare ourselves, because the radiation that's being released by the sun during the geomagnetic storm that is expected to come into the planet will impact us humans. But if we do our work, by our spiritual work, by preparing us, by cleansing, detoxing ourselves, mind, body, and spirit, it will be a lot easier for us to take the radiation in a very positive way, in an uplifting manner, and benefit from that radiation. Otherwise, the radiation will become a hazard. It hazardous to our health. But if we prepare ourselves by eating less junk and eating more healthy and drinking lots of fluids, spending more time in prayers and meditation, we become more neutral, we become more pure, and we are more able to be in sync with the light that's coming into the planet, because radiation is light in other terms. So I wanted to say that those are damages to expect. And there's a lot more, so do be prepared that your cell phone might not be working, you may not have access to television, you may not be able to use your computers, and you may not have access to all kinds of food that you used to enjoy, because transportation will be impacted, and you may not be able to fly everywhere as you like to hop on a plane and take off here and there. GPS and all that sort of thing would impact, even flushing toilets. If you live up on the 50th floor, you might not be able to flush your toilet because the water plants will be impacted. Lots of things will be happening, so it's good for us to start educating